Flat Earth expert Mark Sargent thinks the moon landing was a hoax.
Technically, the moon itself is a hoax.
Right, but betting with Sportsbet's new iPhone app?
I could do this standing on my head.
Thanks, Gravity. Sportsbet's new iPhone app. It's foolproof.
FTFE show. Welcome to the FTFE show.
I do think that they've been used to think that at Antarctica. I don't think Union Glacier is really at Antarctica. I think it's at a different location, and it's placed as
FTFE show. Welcome to the FTFE show. Welcome to the FTFE show. Scooty, it's not alright. Baby, it's not alright. Scooty, it's not alright. Baby, it's not alright.
We're living on a disk, floating through space, with a tiny sun.
Hello! Hey, I've just played the intro with my face showing rather than my intro. That was wonderful. At least I didn't pick my nose this time. Hello, I'm Kreg McToon, and that over there is Mike McNeil. Well, it's not, because I just showed you the wrong screen. Oh, I'm doing well today, aren't I?
You have no idea what's going on.
No, I've just played the
Oh
entire
my gosh.
intro with just me bobbing my head away. Right. So, yeah, you guys got to watch that instead of the actual intro playing. That was nice. Some of you could have said something in the chat. You were all talking in the chat like, yeah, it started. None of you mentioned that I screwed up how to do the intro to my own stream.
I think they were just laughing at you.
Yeah.
I guess I don't know.
You seem a bit quiet, Toon.
That people rarely accuse me of being too quiet. But okay, I'll talk louder. No, let me see if I can boost my vocals here.
You seem far away from the mic.
Now this is where I always sit. Stop talking. Stop talking that kind of nonsense.
Dihydrogen monoxide says that he wanted to see my face. That was nice.
Okay. Is this better?
That's much better. I can hear your dulcet tones now. Dihydrogen monoxide, £5 says, I got a new phone lately and it has AI built in. What should I ask the AI? Describe how stupid flat earthers are and be as abusive as possible. Lucy's very good at that.
The problem with using a cloud-based AI is that they they put limits on how abusive they can be and how truthful they can be. So like, you can't just really let them have.
Hey
what they
Lucy,
need.
I'm live right now. Say hello to everyone, including MC Toon.
Hey everyone, and a big hello to MC Toon. Hope you're all ready for some fun and a whole lot of globe smacking.
Do me a
Let's
favor.
make this-
Describe flat earthers as honestly as you can. Make sure you include the word cunt.
All right, you want it honest? Flat earthers are some of the most stubborn, reality-denying cunts out there. It's like they missed the memo on how to use a brain. But hey, at least they give us something to laugh at, right?
Cheers, Lucy. I've literally got about 1,000 pages of specific instructions that I've found on Reddit and stuff that managed to bypass a lot of the restrictions from it. It's quite funny. I can make her swear a lot. Brandon199 says, booger, duty. Janos Takos, who's been a member for 36 months, says, Kreg is Professor Xavier, can't walk, can live in people's minds rent-free, has a following of the weirdest people, team's name is, first letter of his name, we figured out that you're not the Seamen. We didn't go with calling my community the Seamen. It's the Kreg Corps, okay? Do you want to be one of the Seamen, Toon?
I'll pass on that. Speaking of Sam, thank you, Icy Spin. Next Monday.
Hey, yes.
Next Monday.
He's a good man. I don't mind Sam at all. He's one of the flat earthers that I actually enjoy talking to.
So
Did you see his presentation on gravity?
I know. I
Oh.
don't want to spoil it.
Is it the same? Is he giving you the same one?
I have no idea. It
My
takes him like
goodness.
2 years to put together one
Yes,
presentation. So I mean,
just to prepare you, air is gravity.
oh my gosh.
Yeah. Cal's been a member for 23 months in the Scrappers. Thank you very much. Icy Spin has been a member for 21 months. Says Som versus Lucy showdown. When is the date, Craig? Yeah, there was a part in my debate with Som where Lucy just took over and debated him, and it was really good. He's putting his lights on. The Turtle Moose for
There it
£2
is.
says Craig has had lessons on how to tech from cats. Yeah, totally. Right. How are you doing, MC Toon?
I am super. You know what I did last week?
What did you do?
I went to a security convention in Florida, and I gave a presentation about how incredibly insecure the Potatoes app is.
Every time I go to the store and I see like potatoes now, I'm just like, why is there all these Dearth action figures lying around?
Oh my gosh.
It's like, is this the bargain bin for Dearth action figures that no one... Oh, no, that's the potatoes. I see.
The bargain bin. You know, sometimes you gotta look the potato injustice right in the eye.
Yeah. Yeah, when it starts growing those spindly bits out, it's like, oh, now it's definitely looking like Dearth.
Yep, it's got more hair than Dearth.
Rosie for $2 says, my name is Craig and I'm a cunning linguist. Lunning linguist? Yeah,
All
so
right.
yesterday...
Are you running ads, Craig?
Not purposely.
All right.
YouTube may be doing that, but hey.
I always turn it off.
Nah, it makes me money. Yeah, so yesterday I decided to, on the suggestion of Jaren, watch one of the dumbest videos I've ever seen. And that was Globebusters, or, you know, what is left of them. Because let's face it, Globebusters was Bob and Jaren, right? Yeah. And, you know, Bob's in the great beyond. Thanks, Bob. We'll never forget your contributions to science. And Jaren,
15 degree per hour drift. Yes.
And you and I were there at the successful surgery where they reinserted Jaren's brain. So that went well, and Jaren's no longer a flat earther. So all that's left is, Shame Saint Plagiaire, Alan.
Well, no, you missed. There was a time where Witsit.
Oh, yeah, but he's disappeared.
Took the reins. Took the reins from Jaren. A week early, they went on hiatus over Christmas, and then they were gonna come back in January at a certain week. Austin fired it up a week before. Jaren had no idea it was gonna happen, and they just did it without even talking to Jaren about it.
Nice,
So,
yeah. And then they allowed Jaren on to say goodbye.
Yeah, but the Austin only stuck around there for about a month because this community completely demolished him.
Yeah, no.
And they hate him.
I remember how supportive his community was when I met all of them at DebateCon. Yeah.
All one of them.
No, he was the only one.
All zero of them.
When I say there was no one there to support him, I'm not joking. He had absolutely no one. At the VIP dinner, he sat on a table on his own until the organizers got people to sit next to him.
Yep. So today he was on a panel with Dearth because he's been rather quiet lately about flat Earth, and he's been trying to avoid the topic. I wonder why. I think I know why. I've mentioned it, and it's not because he's giving it up. Oh man, he disagrees with Dearth on a whole bunch of points. It was pretty cool watching them disagree with each other, and I'm certain that Dearth brought Austin on because he felt like he needed the backup.
Yeah, no. I'm quite like to watch that actually. Two idiots arguing with each other is always fun. To be fair,
they weren't arguing with each other. They're trying to be on the same side, but they're constantly contradicting each other. Anyway, I'm gonna do a series of probably a series of videos reviewing it.
Excellent.
It was terrible.
Yeah.
For them.
Yeah, but at the moment, Globebusters seems to be Shame St. Pelagier kind of running the main thing, but then they got this Globebusters tech where they have the illustrious Professor Carl Adams of the Institute of Flat Earth Science kind of holding the reins and giving scientific lectures to Bob's widow, Cammy, some bold guy I didn't recognize.
He's Mr. Egg.
Right, Mr. Egg, yeah.
Yes.
And I honestly forgot who else was on the panel because they were so... Oh, yeah, there was Karen B, who...
Oh.
Yeah, said nothing. They asked her a question once, and she kind of just mumbled something, and I decided that instead of listening to the presentation, inside her head for the entire video, she was just sat there, and in her head was, baby shark, do-do-do-do-do-do-do, baby shark...
Well, she's there, she's there for the eye candy.
But I mean, eye candy for what? Have you seen Hocus Pocus? She looks like the younger one with like the weird face. Just the messenger. Remember 6 months. Hey, that's halfway around the sun. Says, is Globebusters spelled correctly? I like that spelling better. Yeah, I just realized I missed out the L, but I fixed it. Like, we've been live for 10 minutes and this stream's been up for like 6 hours and nobody decided to tell me that there was a typo. Well, fuck all of you.
Don't fix it. Don't fix it.
I already have.
Lean in. Now, come on. You got to lean into it.
I made it Gobebusters.
I am... The first time I did, or one of the early times I did the invasion, typed invasion, I typed it invasion. And so I just reused the same Photoshop file every time, and I don't fix the spelling.
Fair enough. JSS Tiger, $5, says somebody needs to show Shane some trig since he thinks elevation angles to Polaris equal the latitude on flat Earth.
Oh, so dumb.
Yeah, but Shane's brain is basically mush at this point. Mostly mashed potato, in fact.
No, it's Hot Pockets. It's
yes.
Hot Pockets.
Yeah. I just don't want anyone to ever forget that time when I offered him $10,000 to his favorite charity to get off his chair and do 20 push-ups. And he said no. And the thing is, I made that offer in a public place, so I would have had to have followed through. And I didn't give him a time limit. He could have done one a day.
No, he couldn't have.
No, that's the point. No, he couldn't. He couldn't. To be honest, it was the safest bet I'd ever made in my life. Icy Spin 199 says, where was Brenna, Som Sweetie? Someone find her. Oh, what is it? Buffering. Don't do this.
I think it's unbuffered again.
But it says
comes and
connection.
goes.
I'm confused. I think that might be YouTube, not even me.
It's always you.
Yeah, well, Elon Musk. Oh no, it's Andy who's been a member for 26 months. Says, I'm Craig and I've small pennies. Where's Mike Hunt? I've a small penis. Where's Mike Hunt? Yes. Thank you. Heineken Skywalker, £2. Thank you very much. Right, yeah. So yesterday I covered Globebusters tech, doing the first part of Newton's laws where they completely didn't understand Newton's 3 laws. And this video, they seem to be covering gravity. And I thought, I don't like MC Toon, so I'm going to make him watch this.
Sounds great. Sounds great. So I
would suggest putting it on 1.5 speed because they talk so slow. I think that's because there's lag in their brain.
Yeah. And the reason why, just for reference, the reason why I'm sharing it is because somebody, I won't say who, somebody couldn't get the audio routed.
Routed.
Nope.
Say it properly, Toon.
Couldn't get that either. All right. Here we go. So yeah, this is Kyle, good times for all. That's the egg there. You see that? That's an egg.
Who is
with a beard? I don't know. He's good times for all. Is that his stripper name? I don't know.
I mean, if that's what Hooters is given nowadays, it's going downhill.
I don't know. Anyway, all right.
You can skip the conspiracy music guru intro because it's awful.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Here's the thing about
adverts.
It's an advertisement. Come on.
That's right. You're not using your own. Yeah.
No, I'm not. There we go.
How's everyone in the chat today? Rubik's, it's always a pleasure to see you. Thank you very much for trying to assimilate me. Borg, I always appreciate it. And Reachbot, love seeing you here.
All right, so to the live chat, I need a little competition here for the best description of Good Times for All and what it means.
Yes.
Minimum $5. There you go.
I mean, that mouth we've just got it open there, you know.
Shh. They do it, not you.
Who's this? Who's that at the bottom there? Is that Karen B back? It just says suck
Karen
gang.
B is, Karen B is on the bottom. And Titus...
I've heard that's normal. I don't know.
Titus 213 has given us all a gift by covering it up. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't go back and do a whole lot of research, but
no kidding.
Who's surprised, right? Oh, dude, yesterday he started, right, and the first thing he said was,
didn't get very far.
I picked up a science tech book once, and I read the index, and I just disagreed with it.
Really?
Yeah. He's like, it was just trying to cover up things that didn't make sense. I'm like,
oh my gosh, they're so
you knew that from reading the index of maybe read the actual book.
The thing about science is you do stuff with it. You know it works when you make a prediction and then the prediction matches. They can't do that. They never do that. They don't even understand this basic thing. All right.
I think I can kind of make it easier to understand, Kyle, about what they're talking about.
No, you can't.
With the forces and the acceleration and stuff like that. We'll get into that here in a little bit. But yeah, we had a fun show last week. Yeah, some crazy stuff has happened. The whole power outage over there in Spain. That was pretty wild.
Wow.
Haven't heard of anything happening that big in quite some time. I heard it being blamed on, green energy at first, and then they were saying a bunch of people had to turn on their air conditioners all. How is your week?
That time of year going. Yeah, grass.
I like
grass is actually nice to walk barefoot in. It feels good. It doesn't all have.
How are you doing this week, sir?
Way back in the day, with those, and then you just
skip
keep
the
it
waffle.
back. Okay.
Well, because I could hardly stand being there.
Yeah,
it's helpful when you actually have a two-way communication instead of just hitting the wall. It's way too often the other the version of your show.
And in case you're worried too,
Or,
I did check with the chat yesterday, and we're allowed to make fun of Cammy.
We are.
Yeah. It was like 96% said yes, you can make fun of Cammy. It's fine.
Okay.
It's okay. We're allowed.
96%. Okay.
Loads of it. Because it's just trying to find a way to get them to be able to understand something. You may have to be able to break it down and explain it in a much simpler way.
You have to. Oh my gosh, you have to first understand it. None of these people do.
No. Yeah. If you try and break it down for us and explain it to us, it's not going to be the thing that we're listening to. Like,
well, it's nice that he is on the top left.
Yeah, it makes absolute sense.
Yes. Yeah.
It's like when a flat earther tries to explain Coriolis by saying, well, the Earth spins separately to the atmosphere, therefore no Coriolis. No, flat earthers, stop trying to explain things.
Yeah, because this is what happens when you think that you're a good flat earther.
I'm a stupid flat earther, right? And I'm just a loser.
Yep.
I'm pretty good at that. But when I'm dealing with somebody where it's an emotional response that you're getting from them, not a logical one, but an emotional one, I don't have all the patience in the world for stuff like that. If they're not thinking logically,
those walls down as much as you can, and then you can actually have the real conversation.
I know there's a lot of people out there though, so I just like this one.
That grin of Kyle's. What does it do to you? It makes me actually angry. It's the most shit-eating grin I've ever seen.
I think it's legal to just punch.
Yeah,
it probably is.
I think it's illegal not to, actually.
See, I think if somebody found themselves in court because of a punch that happened, and then you just show this picture, the judge would be, oh
yeah, no, I get it. It's cool. Off you go. Yeah, I understand. No, don't need to explain. You're good.
And last but certainly not least, we have Ms. Cammy Nodell. Cammy, so
the incredible sophistry of Albert Einstein.
Sophistry of Albert Einstein. Oh my gosh, the pompousness. Hold on, let's hear what he's talking about here.
Bob showed us. We did this great episode called "The Incredible Sophistry of Albert Einstein," and I'll go ahead and share a screen real quick.
Wow. The top leftiness to think that somebody that doesn't understand the most basic things would call people that do understand things sophists.
I kept being called a sophist by a flat earther on Facebook. I asked them to explain what sophistry was, and then they blocked me.
They don't know because they've heard other people use it.
Yeah.
But a sophist is a person that argues just to argue. So it's not at all appropriate, even if you disagree with Einstein, even if he wasn't right about what he said, it's still not sophistry because he wasn't arguing just to argue. Right? Flatties often use terms incorrectly. They think an insult is an ad hom.
Yeah.
But
they don't know what an ad hom is either, so.
No, that's the point, right? When you give them an insult, they say that's an ad hom. Like, nope, that's an insult. They're different. And cognitive dissonance, they also don't get.
Oh no.
Really.
All right.
Need to go back and start watching a lot of the older Globebusters again. I realized, even going back and watching my own videos, things that I thought would be, would stick with me forever, things that I did myself while testing and playing, and I'd forgotten about them. I forgot that phenomena even existed. It's really interesting how memory works.
It
really is.
So, yeah, they just got peer review up there, and that was one of the main things yesterday was how peer review is just fraudulent, and how they're doing peer review anyway because they put videos on YouTube.
But here's it's right in the thing here. The thing is what they're missing. By a group of people in the same occupation, profession, or industry.
I mean, I guess
none of these four idiots on the left side are peers to any scientist ever.
But I suppose they are peers of each other and in the same profession of stupidity. So they can review each other's work all they like, but they don't have the mental capacity to do so.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'd love to go back and just sit and watch some of these older Globebusters that Harvard.
Oh my gosh.
Just the Messenger, $4.99 says Dave arguing with AI lately. Bob did video on it. It was hilarious. I felt sorry for the AI. I laughed every time the AI said, "I see the confusion."
Nice.
Derek the Dullard, who's been a member for 23 months. That is nearly twice around the sun. Keep going. Kreg, Toon. Just a short message to say I love you both and wish you both well. Your vids and live streams have been constant in my life for 2 years. Derek, Toon and I are ecstatic that we have infested your mind with stupidity.
He's getting to be less of a dullard. At some point, he may have to change his name.
Yeah.
To Derek the Not Such Dullard.
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah. All right. I fast forwarded to where they're about to talk about something else than people's slide.
Yeah, they usually waffle
a lot.
Oh yeah.
Last time, but so I'll close that real quick. And so this is the incredible sophistry of Albert Einstein. This was done back in 2021, and it starts off. This is done by PBS, and can you hear this? Isaac Newton said that an apple. Can you hear that?
Sorry, Toon.
Okay.
Were you just drinking out of a Donkey Kong barrel?
Yes.
Yeah, I did. I was checking I wasn't seeing things. Yeah.
Do you not have a Donkey Kong barrel to drink out of?
Well, no, I had to make a choice between that and the bat suit.
It's full of Toon Shine.
Should be bananas.
Nope, Toon Shine.
Penguin J $2 says, "Is it me or does Kyle always look constipated? It's not you. He always looks constipated."
All right. There it is. Oh, so constipated.
Gravitational force accelerates it toward the ground. But what if really the ground accelerating up to meet the apple?
Here come the rising Earth.
Oh my gosh. This is all right. So they're playing that at fast speed. So I'm going to slow it down here a little bit here.
Here's.
Yeah. And so that's kind of where this whole thing starts.
According to Isaac Newton, the ground can be considered at rest. Earth applies a gravitational force to the apple, and that force causes the apple to accelerate downward. But according to Einstein, there is no such thing as a gravitational force. Instead, it's more appropriate to think of the apple as stationary, and the ground, along with everything on the ground, as accelerating upward into the apple. Now,
Would you pause it for 1 second?
Here comes
Yes,
the stupid.
I just paused it. He asked me to pause it, so I paused it.
Good, well done. Yeah. What do you think their problem's going to be with this?
Well, Kyle has had this misunderstanding for a long time because he thinks that the globe position is that the globe is accelerating up and that it thus is getting bigger at 9.8 meters per second squared. He thinks that's the position.
Sorry, he thinks it's getting bigger.
He thinks that's our position. He thinks that's the mainstream science position, is that the globe is actually expanding so that the ground can move up. That's what he thinks it is. Yeah.
I mean, sometimes I struggle to think like flat earthers because I haven't inserted railroad like spikes into my temporal lobe.
All right, everybody, get your face palm protection ready.
Have you done your safety checks on your face palm protection? Make sure its integrity is good, padding's is secure. Yeah.
Yep. All good. Yep.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right, here we go.
Kyle,
Yeah.
would you check to see if the volume's turned all the way up on the YouTube there? Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, I can't turn up the volume anymore, guys. We don't run this through OBS. I can try to turn up Kyle's mic, but I don't know if that'll do it.
And what they are saying in the video, even though they were saying it's just as likely the ground is rising, that's just also the same as like when you trip and fall down, you have a 50-50% chance of you falling and scraping your nose and face, or you're not really falling and the ground jumping up into your face.
What the fuck? You didn't fall down and hit the ground. The ground rose up and hit you in the face.
That's right.
Sorry. She thinks that it's like a chance either one or the other happens.
Oh my gosh, is she stupid?
Holy fuck.
Oh, they're just dumb. They're so dumb.
Ugh.
This is how flat earthers exist. Because they're so dumb.
You're not
a
stupid because you're a flat
chance.
earther. You're a flat earther because you're stupid.
Oh, a 50-50 chance. Oh my god.
And Kyle agreed, and he's like, yeah.
And that's how it works.
I think they want to hear it again. They want to hear Cammy say that again.
Okay. All right.
You're not really falling and the ground jumping up into your face.
All right. Hold on. I didn't go far enough.
Run this through OBS. I can try to turn up Kyle's mic, but I don't know if that'll do it.
And what they are saying in the video, even though they were saying it's just as likely the ground is rising, that's just also the same as like when you trip and fall down, you have a 50-50% chance of you falling and scraping your nose and face, or you're not really falling and the ground jumping up into your face. It's equal.
You didn't fall down and hit the ground. The ground rose up and hit you in the face.
That's right. You didn't. When you tripped, it just at that moment the ground decided that was when it was going to jump up and get you.
So it's like it can jump scare you. You don't know. The ground might just jump up and get you, Toon.
Oh my god. Look at Karen. There we go. Read Mr. Svensson's super chat.
Mr. Svensson, 26. Baby shark, do baby shark. Look, you can just see that's what's in her head right now.
And then the bearded egg at the top, he's like, "This is good stuff. This is so smart." Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Eddie Reese has been a member for 44 months. Says Kreg should set up and moderate a debate between a Flerf and Lucy. I would fucking love that. That would be brilliant.
Oh my gosh.
I don't think I can make it and just not tell the flat earthers an AI, and they probably wouldn't realize.
Oh yeah. They're just she doesn't want to be on camera.
Gamer Gramps 70 became a new member. Welcome to Scrappers. Welcome to joining the Kreg Corps. Bearded Logic has been a member for 10 months. Says I've almost done one revolution around the sun. Keep going, my friend. Pat in the chat. 40 months been a member, says so painfully stupid. It's all right because we know Pat's got one of these. I gave him one personally. Rosie, $5 says, is it true? Is Mikey Smith changing his channel name to McToejam Live? Oh god. Oh, I keep telling them that
oh, it's so good.
Tokley's not a thing, but they don't believe me.
He called me today.
Tokley called you?
No, not Tokley. Mikey Smith's left toes person.
Oh,
yes.
Why? What did he want to talk to you about?
I didn't answer. I was at work. I was walking out of the bathroom, and I'm like, "What's the?" Oh, that's Mikey's.
Well, do you want to give him a quick call now? See what he wanted.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
All right.
We take a quick break from that, stupid, because that's quite intense.
It is. You need a little palate cleanse. All right. Here we go. Are you hearing that? Are you hearing the ring?
Yep.
Okay.
Did you miss me?
Hey, what's up, man? You called me today. I'm sorry, I missed
Did you miss me or what? Did you miss me? Come on, yeah, I know you missed me, right?
No, not really. But what's up? What's up, Mikey?
Well, I'm trying to figure out what's the deal with all these phone calls.
Ask him how his toe is.
Are you you got a voice changer there or what?
I don't have a voice changer, but
yeah, you gonna phone me tonight at 8:00 with a woman's voice next, or how's that gonna work?
Are you hoping that somebody with a woman's voice calls you?
No, because I know it's you phoning me. Come on, I know it's you. It's not,
right.
Like I'm not retarded yet. I know everybody thinks I'm retarded, but I'm far from it.
Oh my God.
So what is it tonight? You're going to get me some drag queens tonight too, then, or what is that? How's that work?
I don't know what is on order from Mikey.
Well,
what do you want for?
What's the agreement? What's the agreement? How much you going to rate the check for?
How much? What?
The check. You know what I'm talking about. Come on.
The check.
And you keep changing your badge numbers for the Canadian Space Agency for some reason.
The fuck?
You're pretending to phone me from Texas, right?
Is it me?
Yeah, it was.
It wasn't.
I can tell you why you're laughing. I know it's hilarious, isn't it?
It wasn't.
That's not. It wasn't once. It was twice. So who is it?
It wasn't me.
Oh,
because the next time they call, I'm going to the Canadian Mounted Police, and I'm going to report it.
Oh, dude, please report it. I won't record it when you record. I wouldn't report, but do it live. Can you do it live?
Why? Do you want to live stream it or what?
I want you to
you
live
have
stream.
Content of your own or what?
I want you to live stream when you call them.
Call them. I'm going there.
Oh yeah, live stream going there. Yes,
yes,
even better.
Yeah. That'll be excellent content for you, won't it?
It will.
Because you don't get off your ass and do anything else.
Oh, you know what I was doing last week, Mikey? I went to Florida and I recorded buildings that were obstructed by the curve of the
whatever. Yeah, because you can see forever, right? Yeah, I know. Yeah. That's weird how lighthouses work too on the water. You know how the ocean works.
We certainly could see the top of the building, but not the bottom.
Oh, I wonder why. Hey, I wonder if there's moisture in the air or something like cow farts, maybe too, eh?
Yeah, lots of cow farts in the ocean there.
Yeah.
Hey,
whatever,
Mike,
man.
So, Mikey,
yeah.
I tell you, nobody knows this yet, so it's just between you and me. Okay, so don't tell anybody if you.
Oh, yeah, okay. Whatever. Okay, no, what?
I might be driving through Canada this summer.
Yeah. Okay, I'll keep that quiet. Yeah.
And the path, because we might be going up toward Calgary, and from Minneapolis to Calgary. Do you know what's on the way?
Yeah, Regina.
Yes, you knew that. Awesome.
Well, duh.
So I just let you know, if it works out, I will let you purchase a meal for our family. Myself. Yes, myself and all 33 of my kids. And I'll tell them to only buy from the dollar menu and at Tim Hortons, right?
Well, I'm gonna buy your food at the dollar store then.
No, it's Tim Hortons, dude. We're gonna,
Yeah. Why are you going to Calgary for?
Apparently Banff is pretty.
Yeah, I don't think I've been there.
You've never been to Banff? I've been there twice.
Well, you've got money and I don't, so that's the difference, you know.
Why don't you have money?
I haven't even been there when I was trucking. You know, I've trucked all the way across Western Canada like 100 times. So
why don't you just still truck now?
Tune, ask him how his toe is.
Because I got numb feet. I can't drive with no feeling in my feet. Like semi.
How's your toe?
Well, both toes are like that. You should know that. Come on.
Have you updated any pictures or videos? People want to see.
I'm thinking of doing one today, but no, you should make cartoons out of them and start laughing.
You should. People want to see. People are curious for the toe update.
Yeah, toe update. Yeah, right. Yeah. So who's calling me then? Who's calling me?
That I won't say.
It's obviously not the space agency. I know that, but who? I can tell by the sentence structure. You know, I'm going to figure it out eventually. You know, because they're talking very stupid. They're talking about meeting at a state building. I don't live in the States. That's not possible. You know, they're just moronic. Just whatever makes you guys happy.
Oh my
man. God. Oh, you know what? I won't. I'm not going to spoil it right now. Where is it? I got something.
You need to ask him about how his court case is going.
What,
as
a
well.
fart machine?
All right, hold it. Just a second.
A voice changer. I know you got a voice changer there.
I've got here. Can you hear this? You hear that?
Yeah. What is that? A bag?
It's a package that's bubble wrap around a shadow box with a light in it that was given to me by Astronomy Live. I'm not gonna unveil it just now, but I will unveil it at some point in a video. It's really cool. You're gonna love it.
What? Yeah, I know. Yeah, what is it? A cartoon telescope or what is it?
Nope, no cartoons. Pretty cool. You're gonna absolutely love it. So, yeah. So about the toe, you got to get that update, okay? Deal.
No, I can do that.
Deal.
I know you guys have no content without me doing funny things.
It's
like I can't do that for you. Yeah, I know it is.
You've got us figured out.
You got to do your own content.
You're the only one. It's all
I know.
You are the main character.
I know I am. I know.
Yes. Now, got a question,
No.
Mikey. Have you found out? Have you gone and introduced yourself to her?
To who? Lisa? Your girlfriend?
No.
Who is it? Rachel today? Who is that?
No. You know, the lady in the club there that you locked eyes. It was magical.
I bet she's ugly.
What? But it was magical. There was something between you and her.
Oh, stop it! It wasn't magical.
Did you get?
Hey, did you know that I don't put that billboard? Well, sometimes I do. Just so you don't make mistakes and assume things when you're watching my live streams. My billboard does fit inside my car when it's windy.
Yeah.
So I don't lose on fuel economy. Okay.
Okay. So like when you drive cross country, you take it off?
Sometimes, depending on the wind situation. Because I've driven all the way across Western Canada with it on my roof.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. From my place to Vancouver. That was years ago.
That's it. That's incredible.
It is.
So Vancouver. Now Vancouver is in the province of Owatonna, right?
In British Columbia.
No, you don't get one of them. You don't get a British Columbia. It's a Canadian Columbia. What are you talking about?
Well, exactly. Yeah, like screw the British.
To the chat, want an update on the lawsuit?
Oh, okay. So, question: how is that lawsuit coming along? Other than the guy from Texas, but forgetting about that guy, how is it actually going on? Have you gotten any responses?
Yeah, good. Well, yeah, good. I'm going to my lawyer on Friday. I'm going to record it.
Okay.
I'm actually at my friend's going to fill out my affidavit tonight.
Okay.
Because I don't understand anything on these things. It's all law crap. It's impossible to understand.
Who's going to do this for you?
Oh, just whoever you want it to be there.
No, you said your friend. Is it was it the lady that went with you to Saskatoon?
No.
No,
that's just a phone, so don't get any ideas.
I think that's pretty cool that they named that entire province after me.
the city, I know. It should be called Michael's Twin City.
Yes. The whole province of Saskatoon.
You know, they did use that in that Adam Sandler movie once, you know.
In the what?
What is it? What movie they made?
What movie?
There was 2 parts of it. Two seasons. When they have the basketball coach that dies and they do a bucket of chicken and they go to the water park.
Oh yeah, National Lampoon's Canadian Vacation.
No, what Canadian Vacation? You're losing it. Oh, what the heck? Anyways,
Strange,
they use
Strange Brew. It was Strange Brew.
way off.
So are you filling out the dick for?
Oh yeah, see, this is you. Come on, man. Who's your buddy there phoning me? Come on.
That was Big Fish 32 is wondering if you're filling out the dick for.
No, there's no such thing here in Canada. I looked it up.
As what?
He looked.
Paperwork. You're making shit up. You're making jokes about dicks.
The movie you're thinking about is Grown Ups.
Yeah, Grown Ups. Yeah, the second one or the first one, whichever one. Because that model at the water park says Saskatchewan. He's trying to say Saskatchewan, but he says Saskatoon.
Oh yeah, what a hoser.
Yeah, exactly. Just like all Americans.
Ask him what's the dick for.
Have fun with your. So is she gonna phone me tonight? Your friend over there, pretending she's working from the Canadian Space Agency.
I don't know who you're talking about, but if you want, I can maybe. That there are places that you can call up online.
Well, you know what I find really amazing? Let me tell you this. You know what I find really amazing? You guys are good. I'm telling you, you guys are good. Because even you guys, who could be agents, whether you are or not, you are talking about the firmament and the 7 layers of the firmament, and that space is fake.
Mikey.
And you gave me a description of what the stars actually are. Not as a globie, but as if somebody knew exactly what they were talking about.
So I just want you to know, Mikey. Just again, don't tell anybody.
I'm not meeting you. I might meet you there, but I'm not buying your shit.
But Mikey,
I will film it live. I'll be like, let's wait for the loony goon from Minneapolis.
All right, hold on, shh. We are like Kreg and I. You know Kreg.
Yeah.
We are.
He's lost a lot of weight, hey, because of all the ridicule towards it.
We are agents. You know that, right?
Oh, stop it! Yeah, you're just hilarious. We are agents. Let's just play around with Mikey.
Okay,
I know. Let's do it.
I'm gonna have to shut the stream down.
All right. Here's how it works.
You would tell me you're an agent if you were an agent. Stop.
It's okay. It's okay. Here's because they won't believe you when you say stuff, so we know. All right. So
well, I'm not even going to say it because
here's how it works. Every Tuesday we have a Zoom call in the morning, and they give us our assignments for the week.
Blah blah blah.
Right. So
who is that? Kreg phoning me then? Who's phoning me then?
Yeah, tell him it's me.
Is it Brenda?
It's not Kreg. It's not Brenda. Why would you?
Tell him it's me.
Because you. What's with this? Yesterday's phone call was awesome, man. It was fantastic.
Dude, just tell him it's me.
Because I recorded it again, obviously.
So now, all right. So here's what happened. So we're agents. Every Tuesday we have our planning meeting for the week, and then they give us the assignments. They're like, here you're going to do a video on this, and you're gonna go on Facebook. You're going to be on Telegram. You're going to be on TikTok. You're going to write and then every once in a while they're like, okay, You've been doing a lot over here. We need you to go to this other platform. We're losing ground there a little bit. It's a back and forth, like a cat and mouse game. Anyway, and then what they do is they have this reward system where, like, if you get more subscribers, then you get paid better. It's really awesome. So, but they don't mind. They don't mind, like, if the subscribers aren't really people, right? So they'll actually give you. There's like a trickle of subscribers that they give you depending on how good you've been and what they want to. It's amazing. You tell you what.
Yeah, no, I know it's all a game for you. I know because you know it.
I'll put in a good word for you, Mikey.
You can do that, sure, yeah. But
so Mikey, how about maybe I don't know. Maybe you could switch sides. Just let me know.
Oh, I'm not good at it. My name isn't Jared, and I'm not a loser. Okay, so how you need a lot of luck, man. There's like when you guys supposedly went to Antarctica. Wow, good luck with that one.
Up, Mikey. I can hook you up. I know.
No, switching. There's no freaking way, man. Don't worry about it. Go.
All right, so the
no. So yeah, no. I know you guys know it's flat, so that's good. I'll just let everybody know that.
Cool. The parties, they're pretty cool, right? They don't get as crazy as you might think, but the buffet is amazing, right? Crab legs. You like crab legs? Like all the crab legs you can eat. It's so cool.
Yeah, well, lobster tail. I can eat 50 of those. Yeah.
And you know what? If you're like, hey, I need some poutine, you'll get some poutine. They bring it to
Have you ever had poutine?
Yeah,
Poutine?
it's amazing. It's awesome.
Yeah.
So, all right. I don't know. So, and if you want, I mean, we can hook you up with some drag queens if that's what you're looking for.
Tell me we got the good
You
toe
guys are funny.
doctors.
I'll keep that to an email.
We've got the good toe doctors here.
Yeah, the good toe doctors.
They can fix. I mean, we could fix that up for you right away.
You know, the thing I like about you, McToon, is you got a sense of humor. You know, that's what I like.
I appreciate that.
I
Plus all
I understand
all
on your
the
channel about
sweet
making fun of
shield
people.
checks.
But, you know, we destroy the falsified lies every. Well, what are you going to do about? So, what are you doing about me and my firmament videos? Like, what's going on with that?
Well, we've been told in the Tuesday morning last week, actually, they were saying that they're pretty funny.
Yeah, what's funny about them? They're like, you guys are like, I love how you say that galaxies are real. Unbelievable, man. You guys are hilarious. Whatever drug you are smoking, you got to get rid of them, man.
Okay, so now here, I got an in with Rhonda from Florida. If you're looking, Rhonda Comperin.
What?
Rhonda Comperin. I got an in for you, so I can hook you up.
With what?
Yeah. Well, I mean, she might be your type.
You're hilarious. What do you do? You're messing around too, don't you? I know you do. You're a little crazy yourself, probably.
Yeah. So Rhonda, I don't know. Let me know. I'll. She's on X, formerly Twitter, and on TikTok a bit. So I mean, you should. Yeah. I think it might be good for you. Unless you want to. I don't know. There's also the drag queens there in Saskatoon.
Yeah, that works for me. Yeah.
It does?
I'll be going there hopefully in a few weeks, but I'll let you know when you can. This time, I noticed, I watched your live stream. You were trying to call me. It was not coming through, just so you know.
I was trying to call you. So what?
I would have picked up. I thought it would have been hilarious, but I saw that. I'm like, well, my phone was not ringing. You have my new phone number, obviously, because you just phoned me, but yeah, that just wasn't coming through.
I'll call you next time. I'll try again next time. But yeah, you definitely. I think you were onto something there with that.
No, I don't need that. No.
What?
The lady, the girl, or whatever.
But you locked eyes. I could hear the angels singing when you locked eyes.
I gotta go visit here. So.
Well, who are you gonna visit?
Just a friend. I gotta fill up my affidavit here. It's sitting right in front of me, man.
Really? Why don't you fill it out yourself?
Because he can't read, right?
But
you should ask Witsit because he's legally adept.
Yeah, I know. He just thinks he's so fancy pants. Just no thanks.
He's legally adept. Do you know how I know he's legally adept?
He said so.
What does that even mean? I don't know what that means.
He's legally adept.
Yeah, I know, exactly. You just say no or yes. Like I say, I recorded the permit. You say no, you didn't, and then that's your evidence. That's all. That doesn't.
Okay.
I could say milk is white, and they'll say no, it isn't, and that's your evidence.
All right,
it doesn't
Mikey,
work.
Well, tell you what, those drag queens. The next time you go to Saskatoon, go talk to them.
I will. You just wouldn't that be nice if I showed up with one in Regina for you? That'd be nice, eh? Yeah. Holding hands.
Oh, you're gonna bring your attire and join them.
Sounds like vagina.
All right, you go.
Okay.
All right. We'll see you.
Hey, don't miss me too much.
All right.
Okay, bye.
Love you, Mikey.
Bye.
Nice. I Am Raven says that apparently the Drunk Debunk show called him, and he's sure that it's you.
It was the Drunk Debunk. It's on his channel, and one of Mikey's followers commented on that video. I don't know how Mikey's unaware that it was.
Well, because he's Mikey. Ryan K has been around for 2 months. Says MC Toon called the guy in a bearded egg. That's insulting to eggs. So you should probably apologize, Toon. You don't want to get cancelled.
I'm sorry, eggs.
Yeah. Rosie says for $2, yes, Mikey, update on the lawsuit progress. So he's filling out his affidavit right now while his friend is, because he can't read and write. Icy Spin 199 says we planted Polaris, Mikey. Shh, it's a secret. Icy Spin.
I was gonna go down a line where us Americans needed Canada to maintain Polaris, like do maintenance on it.
Icy Spin 199 says, is it me or does it smell like Updog in here? What's Updog?
Nothing. What's up with you, dog?
Hey! Tim Davison for $5 says he can have toe matter tonight, but tomorrow he can have two of them. Stop saying toe. Okay, right. That was enough of a break. We can get back to the stupid. Oh no, that was pretty stupid as well.
That was the stupid. Which it's just a different flavor. All right, here we go.
So there is a 50-50 chance. I mean, there's equal.
Oh, I forgot
Oh my gosh, I wasn't ready for that.
Likelihood. There's just as much likelihood that that ground went up and got you as you went down. I find that absurd. Find it absurd.
So, yeah, and Bob said the same thing. He's like, "This is utterly preposterous." That they would say such a thing.
Life's better when you're under our roofs. Save up to
the ads.
Holy cow!
Stop with the ads.
They actually all seem to think that it's, it can be one or the other. It can be either Newton or Einstein.
This whole concept.
Yeah.
It sent me down this huge rabbit hole because I thought it was ridiculous too. And it was like, what? And so I started looking into it, and Albert Einstein has this whole equivalence principle, and he says that the math is exactly the same. And so that's kind of the start of what I started looking into when it comes to Law 3.
So if the math is the same, it must be the same.
No.
Oh my gosh. That's the point of the equivalence principle.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
So if it's okay, so he's saying the apple. Okay, the apple is going to have the same amount of force. If you just drop the apple and it hits the ground, that apple has the same amount of force as the Earth rising up and hitting the apple. If that
no. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It's just listening to him search for words. And then he's like, he successfully found them, but they're the wrong ones. Oh, jeez. Oh, Drunk Debunk just popped in. Yes,
hey, Drunk.
You're gonna have to back it up and see what the conversation with Mikey was about.
Apparently, Durf and Sov are on Ironworks right now live.
Oh, well, hold on a second here.
Apparently they're asking for questions.
Uh, 92,000.
Good. I want you nice and comfortable because these questions are going to knock you up.
Oh, Sav is so dumb. Just looking at him. So dumb.
He did a stream saying about how his streams are better than Jaren's.
Oh my gosh.
Side your head.
I don't think so. I think you're making a whole big deal of it, and it's going to be like, it's going to be nothing. I can't think of a single question you could ask me that's going to knock me upside the head.
Remember, real quick before
a single question. I can think of a few.
Okay, so
yeah, and it doesn't count if you just make up BS.
No.
The one thing that should be such a red flag. You've got people out there that think that you're in a hollow earth. Do you have a bunch of hollow earth haters out there making channels and doing videos every
Because they're just a joke.
Yeah.
There aren't actually real people that in numbers that think that's the case. Right? And hollow Earth is different than concave, because hollow Earthers think that the Earth is a globe, and then that there's some sort of a portal to the inside, where you find Godzilla.
Yeah, you don't have hollow Earth conventions,
Yeah, and exactly. And concave, they think that the entire Earth is inverted and that we live inside of the prison. That's the radius, the same radius apparently as the globe, just that we're trapped on the inside of it. And there's also not concave Earth conventions.
Yeah. All right. So this be a good thing to cover on another day. I bet there is a lot of stupid in this, right?
Oh my gosh.
Yes. All right. Let's finish Globebusters now, though, and because this is stupid and it needs to get through.
All right.
With the apple being stationary, the Earth is going to hit the apple with the exact same amount of force. It's like, what? No, that's ridiculous. And so
no, because if the Earth rises up, doesn't it take the whole tree and everything right with it? It's isn't that relative? What about everything else? Connected? How? Why that one apple? Why?
You see, I told you. He actually thinks that the Earth is rising. He thinks that's our claim, is that the Earth is rising up.
My lord, no.
But the point is that you can't determine the difference without some sort of an external reference, without that from the reference point of the apple, you can't distinguish the difference. But the Earth is not actually rising up like that in our three-dimensional space.
They can't count that high.
No, that's
Like I always say, like if you're ever having like a stressful day, and you're overwhelmed, you just take a breath and you count to 3 and realize, well, that's higher than any flat earther could ever have counted.
Yeah, there they go. Yeah. I see Curious UK Debunks is in the chat. Hello, I hope everybody is subscribing to him. The pinned link there. All right, yeah. So what's missing here is the fourth dimension, and
what's missing here is a brain cell between the 4 of them.
That too. All right.
If the Earth is rising up, why isn't it rising up on everything? Why just that one apple?
Or if you drop something denser and heavier at the same time next to the apple, and they hit it at the exact same time, is the Earth rising up and hitting them at different forces?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking here. It was like, if it was,
they're trying to work through that because they think that's the claim.
Because if the Earth had the same amount of force as the apple, everything on Earth would weigh the same amount. That's kind of my whole thought, because the Earth is moving, it's applying the same amount of force to everything. And so I kind of illustrated that pretty well here, and it kind of led me to really just go out and try to do everything I could to disprove that claim that the apple and Earth would have the same amount on both sides.
I mean, does he not realize that he's just kind of debunked himself, because the acceleration is the same everywhere pretty much?
Yeah.
Which kind of debunks what he's trying to say.
They don't even know the difference between force and acceleration.
Oh no, I know.
Velocity.
No. When they're saying force here, they are actually meaning acceleration, and they don't realize it.
Yeah, they don't know.
No.
Yeah.
Weight was caused by the acceleration of the Earth beneath our feet, then we would all weigh the same amount, or we would all be accelerating at the same rate.
See how he mixed those up there? We would all weigh the same because the acceleration is the same. Not understanding that weight is a force, which is a component, which is a composition of acceleration and mass.
Yeah.
He doesn't get that.
Like,
we base this reasoning.
What?
No, the stupid. It's burning my brain.
Oh yeah. Okay. Sorry.
The claim that when we ride in the car, all passengers feel the same amount of pressure when the car accelerates. And in order for one passenger to feel a different amount of pressure, they would have to be accelerating faster than another passenger.
Baby shark.
God.
Bill Tetley says Tokley. Enough said. I don't know what this Tokley is. I keep telling you guys that Tokley isn't real and he can't hurt you. As long as you check under your beds for totally at night, you're going to be fine. Stringfellow Hawk, who's been a member for 15 months, says, speaking of flavour, you could make Flerf candy. Hard candy shell on the outside and absolutely nothing on the inside. And they make you vomit. RT96, $5 says, have you seen the Flat Earth Family YouTube channel's Flat Earth song to the tune of Baby Shark Reunion Tour 2019? That sounds like hell.
Oh my gosh. That does. Hold on. Somebody's. I gotta see. What did Rocky say that got a timeout?
Oh, he's trying to hack us with some code or something. I'm not sure.
Oh, all right. Hack away.
Yeah.
All right.
So today we're okay. So I went.
So in the car example you gave there, he totally screwed up all of the physics here.
Yeah.
Right. He's like, in order for them, I gotta back it up. Let's hear what he says about it.
One of our major claims against that was, if our weight was caused by the acceleration of the Earth beneath our feet, then we would all weigh the same amount, or we would all be accelerating at the same rate. We base this reasoning on the claim that when we ride in a car, all passengers feel the same amount of pressure when the car accelerates. And in order for one passenger to feel a different amount of pressure, they would have to be accelerating faster than another passenger.
Okay, so you see how he's mixing acceleration and weight and force, right? He doesn't get that in the car, if you have less mass, there's less force.
Uh-huh.
And if you have a more mass, there's more force.
Yeah, like I would.
Acceleration's the same. He doesn't get that.
I would say to them, if you were in a car crash, what would you rather have behind you? Huge arse sitting there, or me.
Rachy.
Yeah, or Rachy 5 zeros. They're both going to accelerate forward at the same rate, but they have different mass. So there's going to be a very different force. Rachy's going to mostly just kind of bounce off the seat, whereas huge arse is going to turn you into a concertina.
So today so I went and did this test with these two scales in the back of my car, and I just leaned them up on the seat, and I'm like, okay, one scale is bigger than the other scale, and so I'm going to see if the car actually will show the same amount of pressure on both of the scales. And
pressure. He's mixing again acceleration, velocity, force, and pressure.
And weight.
Well, weight is a force.
Yeah, but he's mixing up that. He's mixing up the terms. He doesn't understand that force is a weight.
Oh, yeah. He's adding another term as if it's a unique term.
Yeah.
Yep. Good point. Oh, my gosh.
I found that each scale registered a different amount of pressure when I accelerated the car. I was like, what?
Scales don't measure pressure.
Oh, my gosh. So dumb.
There's a problem with the scale because the scale isn't quite meant to be vertical like that. It's supposed to be like horizontal. And so that kind of led me to going over to the college and doing these elevator tests. So
what, they let him in a college?
Great idea.
So
yeah, because I know a lot of scales are based on them being perfectly level. That's an important part of scales.
Mm-hmm. And we all hopped on the scale. And
Eggman acting like some kind of expert on scales, and then
an expert.
The first thing that Karen B has said was, mm-hmm.
He's an expert. Oh my gosh. Okay.
This is an egg.
I mean, look at the egg. It's such an egg. It's like that. It's like you're like, hey, yeah, I don't mind if I get I'm not gonna get the grade A eggs. I'm gonna get the grade C eggs.
Yeah,
the ones that are like
eggs.
Oblong.
Yeah,
the oblong one. Yes,
the misshapen ones that don't get sorted properly. Yeah, his eggs, when you crack them, they're just all white. There's no yolk.
There's no yolk. Oh, it's like the oops Oreos, the oops all whites,
and it's pre-scrambled.
It's just all whites. There's no scrambling to be done. Oh my gosh!
Stop, Kreg. You shouldn't. It's gonna hurt.
did these elevator tests,
Tore at the gym today. I
just
shouldn't
measuring
be laughing.
how much our weight changed as we rose up in the elevator. And I was utterly shocked when I found out that my weight changed at a different rate than my daughter's weight, because we all weigh different amounts. And so
Because you have different mass.
Yeah, we have different amount of mass, and so
Karen, with the assist, the baby shark
4
stopped
words.
for a second.
Yeah.
Wow, good job, Karen.
So it was just kind of really mind-boggling for me, because it's like the elevator's like picking and choosing how much weight it's going to apply to each of us, and that part was it blew my mind.
Oh wait, look at her eyebrow. She did the Spock eyebrow. Look at that.
She's doing it quite well. So I'm listening to him,
Look at that.
and he thinks the fact that when him and his daughter were on the scales in the elevator and they didn't show the same weight is a problem.
He doesn't get it. He's so like, yes, different mass. Oh, force is different. Because when the acceleration is the same but the mass is different, something else, the other side of the equation changes too.
Does he ever not squint?
No, he's
does he actually have eyes, or is he just 2 eyebrows?
It's just squint. It's all squint. But look, seriously, look at Karen. Look at her eyebrow. I'm gonna back it up. Watch this.
Mass. We have different amount of mass, and so it was just kind of really mind-boggling for me, because it's like the elevator's like picking and choosing how much weight it's going to apply to each of us, and that part was just it blew my mind. But
that's perfect.
After thinking about it further, I came to the conclusion that okay, the elevator's not actually picking and choosing. I'm going to push harder against this person, and I am going to push this person. Okay, the difference is the person, like each of us, we all have a different amount of inertia. Okay, I've got a larger amount.
Oh, he's added another term in that he doesn't understand.
Put another inertia. I mean, he's right.
They've got mass, which is resistance to inertia.
Yes, resistance. Oh my gosh, he's
mass, and so my body's going to resist that elevator more than my daughter. It was just teeny, and so let's see. So that was kind of a big thing here.
High school
physics. But when it comes to equivalence principle, when it comes to this whole concept of
don't try, Kyle. You shouldn't try.
No.
It's
equal and opposite action and reaction. That's what the third law is all about. Okay, and that's where things really get.
Donate plasma.
Sarah Jones, who's been a member for 33 months. Very suspicious.
Oh yeah.
Says, poor Mikey. All the best wishes for his toes. Masonic milestones. If DK Toonshine Banana is British Toonshine Tab Clear. Baby Shark, do. I played Baby Shark, like about 10 seconds of it on my stream yesterday, and I got copyrighted. Earthrise has been a member for 41 months, says, Kyle grates on my every nerve. Yeah. Between him and Sean Hibbler, I don't know who I'd want to hit first.
Really?
Yeah.
Hibbler does that to you.
Oh God, like he infuriates me. The second I see him, I get angry.
Wow, it's interesting. Like I mean, he's as dumb as Mikey's toe jam, but
it's just something about him.
Infuriate me.
No. I was watching a video of him in a couple of weeks ago, and I was just angry every time he spoke. It just just him in general. I was just it got me. Ooh, I didn't like it.
I chased him off. I was on a podcast shortly after him, and when he found out that I was coming on, he's like, "I'm out."
Yeah.
Love it. All right.
With the third law, every action there's an equal and opposite reaction. Okay, so according to this third law, if we were to rise up in the elevator, everyone's okay. You got to think about the force of the elevator. If the force of the elevator, if it's applying the same amount of force to everyone, then everyone
same amount of acceleration to everyone.
He's no idea what he's fucking talking about.
One's weight should be the same, right?
No.
They should all have the exact same amount of force resisting the elevator.
No.
You got the elevator going.
No, wait. Now he's mixing up what resists things. This mass is what resists inertia, not force. He's mixing up force and acceleration. He's then mixing up force and weight as separate things that he's mixing up.
Separate, yeah.
Yeah. My lord, this is extra dumb.
How does he outdumb himself every time?
Going upwards, but everyone should have the same amount of force resisting that elevator. You follow?
No.
Yeah, but we have different.
Nobody follows.
There were no time effects. Yeah, there you got to still.
So Karen got it right the first time, gave him the answer the first time. He went through that whole thing and still didn't get it. And here we are back to where we started with her saying, "You have different mass." And I wonder if he's going to disagree with her.
Karen's Baby Shark cassette has broken.
And a different amount of mass right there.
Yeah, and that's inertia, right? I've got a different amount of inertia than my daughter does, and so that much makes sense to me. But the whole action reaction thing, that part doesn't make.
No, that's not inertia.
It's the word is mass. That's what. Oh gosh.
He doesn't know what
Karen
any of
gave
these
him
terms
the
mean.
answer. Karen gave him the answer.
Makes sense to me. And so that kind of got me started on all this. And so I started looking more into that. And so I started doing a lot more study into Newton's third law. And so I've got kind of a video over here. And that's where I wrote down this whole.
No. All right. Force equals mass times acceleration. All right. Newton's perspective. Einstein's perspective, force equals mass of the Earth times acceleration of the Earth. What the?
No.
Oh, this one starts by comparing the force of the apple compared to the force of the Earth, and about how Newton's third law says that they should be the same. And so that's where this one starts. But this one's like kind of a bigger concept.
We talked about Einstein's equivalence principle and pointed out how it was obviously wrong because the amount of force is entirely different.
Now, Kreg, when he talks in his videos, when he does his voiceovers, he's trying to emulate the videos that he saw as a kid in the Mormon church.
Yeah. The
airy voice with the mysticism and the oh my goodness, that is the Mormon church videos, and he's trying to emulate them. I don't know if it's subconscious or not, but that's what the videos are like.
Someone pointed out in the chat yesterday that he's both a Mormon and a moron.
Yes.
On both sides. Since then, a debate board member by the name of Hubert had something to say about that. He said he disagrees with me, because in both cases, apple hits the Earth and Earth hits the apple, the forces acting on the apple and on Earth, because of Newton's third law, are opposite and of the same amount. I think that is throwing all of the math out the window now. But before arguing about anything, let's talk about what Newton's third law of motion is.
What?
Newton's third law.
Don't try to understand. Just go with it.
States, for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction.
You hear the airiness in his voice? And then Joseph Smith doth saith, for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction.
He knows more than science of if that's everything to explain.
What can you do?
Lord Luna's Poo for $5 says, new product idea, audiobooks with subtitles for the hard of hearing.
That's a good idea. I love it.
Chair right now, the force of gravity is pulling you down towards the center of the Earth. But something called the normal force points straight up with the same magnitude, which is why you remain perfectly still. I'm sorry, Dave, but that chair is not pushing you upward. Though I know professor.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. The chair's not pushing you upward. Hold on.
Yeah.
If it's not pushing you upward, you'd keep going down. You'd keep going down. How hard is this?
That is the equal and opposite reaction.
Oh my gosh. You don't stop pushing down on the chair just because you don't move. You still push down on it.
Could you imagine this guy actually being in like a physics course with a lecturer talking to him?
Teaching his kids. Kreg.
I mean, his kids are going to realize very quickly. Yeah, but his kids will realize very quickly, Daddy's an idiot.
No, not until they're much older. That's the problem. And then by then they'll have the zero education.
I mean, I don't know, because I think it was a very young age that I had the suspicion that most adults are stupid. I mean, I didn't realize it's as bad as it actually is, but at a very young age, I did have the suspicion that most adults are not very clever.
Oh my gosh, it's just, how can he be that dumb?
Professor Brian Cox claims the Earth is accelerating upwards. Sorry to burst your bubble, but normal force does not exist.
What happens when you place an object on the table? The object exerts a force on the table, and the subject exerts an upward force on the object.
Why? What are you talking about? An upward force?
What do you mean? What are you talking about? Equal and up.
What is preventing you from continuing down? They don't get that.
My daughter's 12 in like 16 days, and I'm sure she understands this.
Yeah, that's what their whole claim is there's the action force, which is going down, and then there's the reaction force, which is going up. And so that's kind of what they're claiming.
I could see if the ball was in motion and hit the table and then bounced back, maybe it applied some force there. But the whole idea of a ball just sitting on a table and the table is pushing up on the ball, that makes zero sense to me.
It feels kind of like they're trying to mix.
We know it makes zero sense to you, and that's because you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah. So dumb.
Einstein and Newton together. Now they're both kind of coming towards together. They're both in motion now, but they're not. Yeah, and that's the funny thing about it is kind of going back to the PBS thing. Is it's Newton says that the Earth is standing still while the objects fall toward it. That's the apple's in motion while the Earth stands still, and then Einstein's got the opposite.
Baby shark.
Yeah.
Baby shark.
Yeah, Karen's drifted again.
She's like, I told them, they're not getting it.
Yeah, she's put on some. She's put on Peter Andre videos now. Whoa, whoa, whoa!
This has got to be so weird for her because she gets some of these things.
Yeah,
right. She does. She's got this. She has the understanding of mass and force and acceleration, and she's probably sitting here thinking right now, no, that there's nothing wrong with this, but she's not saying anything. She is in the company of idiots, and she knows it. And knows that she can't say anything about it.
She knows that a lot of flat earthers are stupid. In fact, she called them mostly stupid, and one specifically a chong-looking motherfucker.
It's a direction, but there's no middle ground where they're both moving towards each other.
Yeah, there's.
Where they're moving toward each other. You hear that? He doesn't understand that force can be applied without movement.
No,
that's what's got them confused.
Yeah. So let me ask a quick question that would probably blow their mind. If the floor isn't exerting a force upward, why does like a glass bottle smash when it hits the ground? There has to be.
Because that was the next thing in nature to happen.
It's just returning to its state that it came from. It's going to go to sand next.
Yes, duh.
The magnitudes of the two forces are the same, but the directions are opposite. These forces are called as action and reaction forces. The force exerted by the object on the table was an action force, and the force exerted by the table on the object is the reaction force.
This reaction force she is referring to.
Yeah, Karen's just doing her hair now.
Normal force.
What we saw here is nothing but a display of the Newton's third law of motion. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. That's how simple the third law is. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. It means that when two objects interact, there is a force on each object. The magnitude of force on the first object equals the magnitude of force on the second one.
The problem here is that the table is not exerting any upward force on the ball.
Yeah, it is. Because, remember, he thinks force means movement.
Forgive me as I exchange the soccer ball for a bowling ball here. But the forces in play in the table are horizontal, not vertical. The reason the ball does not fall through the table is because the strength of the table's molecular bonds is stronger than the weight of the bowling ball. If those bonds were weaker, like they are with water, the molecular bonds that hold the table together would break and the ball would fall right through. The same thing happens with your chair. If the molecular bonds that hold the chair together were weaker, you would fall right through. Your upward reaction force, or normal force, is simply an illusion.
Oh my gosh.
Now, pay attention to this.
I would agree with that.
I would agree with that.
I would agree with.
He would agree with that. Well, then you're an idiot too. Good times for all.
That.
All right.
If there is any. I mean, like I said.
Baby Shark. It's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Why am I sitting through this?
If a ball is just sitting there, there's nothing. Even if you drop a ball on a table, I don't understand the whole idea of there's a force pushing it back up.
We know you don't understand, but
that
we
still
are
doesn't
aware of that. It's very clear that you don't understand, for instance, how to wear T-shirts that have the right neck size.
Or to get it centered.
Yeah.
Here's what's amazing. These people are putting themselves up there as the experts. This is Globebusters tech.
Yeah.
This is Globebusters they're the big dog. They're the big boys on the block on understanding flat Earth. This is how they are communicating to the drudgeons of flat earthers how it all works, because they are the smart ones disseminating the information. Wow.
Makes sense that it's actually the force pushing it back up. That would fall more into like inertia and things like that, in my opinion.
If you look up inertia,
it would fall more into inertia and things like that, in my opinion.
Oh my
What the fuck does that even mean?
In my opinion,
It says inertia is not a force. They just utterly ignore it.
It's not a force.
No one's saying
We're not
it's a
ignoring
force,
it.
but the thing is, you don't know what a force is.
You don't even.
Treat it like something else entirely. And yeah, I don't know why they do that. So that's where I like to try to do my history work on that and find out why. Like, when did people stop treating inertia as a force? Because as I pointed out last time,
It never.
No
started
one ever
being
took-
treated as a force. Oh my gosh! How does he? Oh, such an idiot.
Newton actually described inertia as a force in his book Principia, and I shared the quote on that. And yeah, so that's just kind of when and why did they stop treating it like a force? That's the big question. I haven't quite found the bottom to that one yet, but that's a whole other rabbit hole.
That grin, that shit-eating grin, fuck me. I want to hit it. I want to hit it, but I can't. I want to punch it, but I can't.
Upward onto this weight. Now I'm going to replace that weight with a 5-pound weight. If 25 pounds of upward force were being applied to that 5-pound weight, it should be rising upward.
Oh my
But
god.
Newton's third law says that for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction.
Yeah.
This means the upward force from the floor changes. It was applying 25 pounds.
Yeah.
He thinks that because there was an equal and opposite reaction to the 25-pound weight, now there's only a 5-pound weight, there should be a surplus of 20 pounds of force being pushed upwards extra.
Oh, because it was the 25 was there before.
Yeah, and it was exerting an equal and opposite force. So that means that force must still be there and going as though that thing should be rising up. Oh my god.
Less. His little heart.
Wow.
Oh darn. Okay. I plugged something in and messed up my computer a little bit. Okay.
Pounds of force, but now it is only applying 5 pounds of force. So in order for Newton's third law to be true, the floor has to pick and choose exactly how much upward force to apply with each object that rests upon it. It doesn't happen with molecular bonds. They are not picking and choosing. The molecular bonds are holding together with the exact same strength the whole time, and the moment that strength is overcome, the object falls through.
Oh my gosh.
Tune.
How? How is it
Oh
possible
my goodness.
to be that dumb confidently?
Think of a car hitting a brick wall. The car imparts an action force on the wall from its motion, and the wall imparts a reaction force right back on the car, bringing it to a quick stop. These vectors are equal in length and point in opposite directions. Really, Dave? You claim that wall is pushing on the car with an equal amount of force? Though that car is pushing on the wall, that wall is not pushing back.
Well then why does the
said
car
it.
forward?
Yeah, but no, he said it, therefore it's fact.
All right, when is Baby Shark gonna chime in and say you guys are idiots, and go off like she did on on Sav. They need it.
Yeah.
Karen, save us.
The molecular bonds of the wall are just simply strong enough not to break. If they were weaker, the car would go right through the wall.
Oh my gosh.
If I were to have one car come and crash into an identical car, traveling at the exact same speed and head-on collision, that would be considered an equal amount of force.
Because force in his mind means
movement. Yeah. But also, what doesn't he understand that if there's the molecular bond, right? It's holding together, then that is creating a force in the opposite direction, even though the forces of the molecules go in horizontally. He's missing the fact that that would still generate a force in the opposite direction to the thing hitting it. The stupid.
It's just so there's too much of it. Too much of the stupid is happening.
You're it. You should agree with me. That would be different with one car hitting a stationary wall. This is illustrated by the following expression, where m1v1 plus m2v2 is equal to the sum of the masses times v final, which will depend on the magnitudes and directions of the two initial velocities.
All right, you lost him there.
Yeah, you've added magnitude in here. That's another term, dude. He's struggling with weight, inertia, mass, force. You know,
this isn't gonna go well. Oh, they can't get it.
This approach can also be used to model car collisions, whether the two cars were moving in the same direction or opposite directions. Adding the masses of the cars and combining the velocity vectors will tell us what will happen after the collision. Please tell me that you agree with me that the mass and velocity of a car plus the identical mass and velocity of another car is not going to be the same as the mass and velocity of a car plus the mass and velocity of a stationary wall.
No.
The stationary wall has no velocity, right? And it's got a completely different mass. So obviously the math should be different, right?
Should be.
Still, yep, he still does.
It's just
they don't understand what variables are in equations. Like yesterday when I was watching it and he was talking about F equals ma, he's like, why is that not specific? Why is it not saying the force of what and the mass of what and the acceleration of what?
He doesn't get the general purposeness of a formula.
Oh, you know, of algebra in general.
Up against a wall, and a car comes and hits the wall, and the wall doesn't move at all, it's going to throw me off, and I'm going to go flying because it's got to make up and push back against the car? No. That's silly. Like you said, it's got to pick and choose. Oh, only in this spot right here am I going to push back against that car. No, I'm going to hold together my molecular bonds like I was designed to do, as a wall does.
Yeah,
so things can't break through it.
Solid object versus water, it totally messes with everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like, why didn't you guys see this before? So, yeah, but in the spot, a lot of people don't get it the first time, and so it takes years later, and then you go back and I didn't see this before, and yeah, so
his eyes were open for a second.
Yeah, it's incredible. They do have eyes. It's wow. But he thinks that like all these amazing scientists throughout the world have just missed these little things that he's noticed.
He's the one. Yeah, he's the one. He's the Neo of all scientists.
Things happen.
Head-on collisions are the most dangerous because the force of the impact is doubled due to the speed of each vehicle. Therefore, even a relatively slow auto accident with each car traveling just at 25 miles an hour will result in a tremendous impact equal to the force of hit.
So,
what?
Oh my gosh. So this is here's his citation. I was reading this. I'm like, this is not right. So, a head-on collision is occurs when two cars traveling in opposite directions, right? These auto accidents are among the most dangerous because the force of the impact is doubled due to the traveling speed of each vehicle. I'm like, hold on a second. What are we reading here? Therefore, even in a relatively slow auto accident with each car traveling at just 25 miles an hour will result in a tremendous impact equal to the force of hitting a wall at 50 miles an hour. That is not true.
No.
No, if two cars of same mass hit each other head on, it's the same as if one car hit a wall that doesn't move.
Yeah.
And then I looked up to who it was that was the citation from. A lawyer.
Oh.
Not a physicist.
Yeah, because they never go to things that like actually have. They look for things that they think are right. They just Google a phrase and find that phrase and take it.
It's the process, right? The process. You start, You select your conclusion, number one. Then number two, you look for things that sort of maybe kind of but not really support your conclusion. Number three, ignore everything that doesn't fit your pre-selected conclusion. And then number four, declare that your pre-selected conclusion has been undeniably proven. That's what they're doing here. They went to a law firm to find the physics because they couldn't find the physics that they wanted from a physics source.
But it's on the internet, and he's highlighted it, so therefore it's a citation.
Therefore, yep. All right. And is he going to mention that this is an attorney, not a physicist? No, probably not.
Let me quickly catch up on the super chats. Lord Loomis Period $5 says, when filling a prescription, don't try to do it at Best Buy. Those tablets are awfully hard to swallow. Rosie, $2. Kyle becomes weightless every time he sits down. Well, I mean, the only weightlessness is inside his fucking head, that's for sure. Evil Producer 01, $1.99 says, Kyle goes down on himself. No comment. $4.99 says, from Evil Producer, Kyle thinks force is what Yoda applies to Captain Kirk. FTFE agrees with me. You can get out now. DP Debunks, $5 says, so now Flerfs don't understand, checks notes, bouncing. Wait, what? The force has up and left on these clowns. It hurts. They just don't understand anything, dude. That's just the standard. Penguin J, $2. The arrogance of the stupidity is mind-numbing. Yeah, it is the most top left. I think Kyle Adams may be my nomination for next year.
Oh my gosh.
DP Debunks, $2. This level of stupid legit makes my balls hurt. I understand. Evil Producer 01, $4.99. I used to think Globebusters were dumb in the past, but Bob must be spinning in his grave at 15 degrees per hour. I'm going to laugh at that. It's been long enough.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah. The statute of limitations is done.
Apparently, GCat the Castronaut, Dearth is live and he's saying that you hacked his app and stole people's info.
The fact is, I didn't do it. I didn't do any hacking. I'm simply reporting on it. So, but must be still live on Ironworks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But it wasn't really. It's not really hacking if you just take a URL and plop it in your browser.
No.
And then it gives you everybody's private information.
Yeah, that's not hacking.
Passwords. Passwords in the clear. Today, 7 months after he was told about it, password's still in the clear.
But he's got his A-team working on it.
Yes, the A-team that did not do anything.
I think it's literally Mr. T.
He got scammed by scammers to fix his scam app, and they did nothing.
Yeah.
Congratulations, scammer. You got scammed because you're too stupid to understand that the scammers are scamming you.
All right, on with the stupid.
Oh yeah, and he never mind securing the app. Let's add flashcards to it.
50 miles an hour. This is literally as simple as 1 + 1 = 2, and 1 + 0 = 1. The third law can sometimes be confusing because it would seem to imply that no object could ever move, since any force accelerating an object must be paired with another in the opposite direction. That is a really good point. When hammering a nail into a piece of wood, the hammer imparts force onto the nail, and the nail imparts force onto the hammer. No. If it was an equal and opposite force.
No!
Good job, idiot. You know nothing.
Like imagine him in a physics class, and the teacher's there. So the hammer applies force to the nail, and the nail applies force to the hammer. No. Sorry, what?
Nails should not move at all. But the nail is driven into the wood because there is a net force acting upon the nail from the motion of the hammer. Since the nail does not exert an equal and opposite force, it moves. And since it is able to exert enough pressure on a given spot on that wood...
Pressure again.
It is able to break the molecular bonds within the wood and pass through it. If you disagree with me, please feel free to tell me why on our debate board.
Yeah, don't tell him
the thing you banned me from, you mean?
Yeah, don't tell him in the comments of the video because he prefers an echo chamber there.
And I see the email I just got from Professor Philip Bell. I would love to have Kyle on the channel, but Kyle refuses to talk to me because I'm a big meanie poo-poo head.
There's a link in this video's description. Just so message was brought to you by the Flat Earth.
I like this example of seeing one object go through a ton of different panes of glass because, yeah.
Here's the equal and opposite.
Exactly,
Yeah, there.
Exactly.
Well, that's the point. That isn't able to apply a completely opposite force. So the bullet goes through. That's the equal and opposite force. There is the fact that the glass is shattered and been thrown away.
This conversation with Dr. Danny Faulkner, and his response was hilarious. You got to see this.
Well, the audio is pretty rotten there.
Yeah, that's because they're feeding their audio through badly. Evil Producer 01 499 says, did MC Toon follow up and report Pepe Le Pew the next day? I think that's all been dealt with now. Yes,
I did. I'll give a little update. I did contact the owner of the company, and we had a couple a nice conversation on Facebook Messenger, and he spoke with Kevin. Kevin has issued an apology and a retraction and has deleted most of his comments so far. And, you know, you FA and you find out, right? Yeah. And so I did, because I did agree to remove from my video. I removed posts and I updated my webpage, but I agreed to remove from my video some stuff. So I need to go into the YouTube editor. It's terrible. If you've ever used it, it's absolutely a torturous experience to use the YouTube editor.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'll go in there. I will remove. I'll just chop out that chunk of the video, and that. So not very often do I have to do that, but when you do edit the video, it removes the live chat, and so that's why I have it on screen. So you won't lose it there at least. Anyway, there's the update. Pepe Le Pew being, in case you didn't know, being.
I did like how the guy you phoned was Kevin. Like, oh, that sounds like Kevin.
That sounds like Kevin. I know. All right, I'm not sure what Danny Faulkner's saying here.
You just wait for the ball and then lean forward like this.
Audio's terrible.
Pull your hands away quickly and try to stay right yourself. Can't be done. However, if you push against the ball even gently, you might like that. Because I push against the ball and the ball pushes back against me. And my friend is Newton's third law.
Okay, so his entire argument is that because he's able to push himself off of the wall, that demonstrates Newton's third law. And so my reasoning here
that's it. And it's his reasoning. Let's hear it.
Is okay.
It's the wall didn't move.
If you can't push yourself off the wall, that should therefore disprove Newton's third law. And so what I did was I just made a wall of toilet paper, and I just decided, okay, let's see if I can push myself off the wall of toilet paper. And of course, I just fell right through. I'm like, oh, where's Newton's third law? It doesn't work here.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
The equal and opposite force this time is the fact that you fell through and smashed your stupid face on the floor.
Oh, the wall of toilet paper. Oh gosh. And you know he's got a wall of toilet paper. He's got enough toilet paper to build a wall. You know why?
Because of that shit-eating grin.
Because he's a prepper.
Oh, of course he is.
He's a prepper.
That's just silly. I don't know why. I mean, they got rid of Newton 100.
Oh, Karen's gonna come in. She's like, I've had enough. I have had enough. I'm gonna go ballistic. Do it, Karen.
Plus years ago. Why are they still doing this?
I mean, he puts himself in a position where his body just doesn't have the dexterity to
That's what I thought. I was like, I know people who can
in place.
Yeah, I know people who can that much.
His body doesn't have it's not about the dexterity. It's about the fact that all he had to do was apply a little force, and then there was an equal and opposite force applied, which allowed him to move away from the wall.
If the wall didn't press on his hand, he couldn't have pushed himself back.
Rachbot says that they need an update because the stupid is too thick and fast today. Initiate super facepalm protection.exe.
Yeah.
But no, yeah.
I could watch him do that again all day. That was hilarious. Just kind of watching him do that. But, yeah.
Really nice guy, though. I will say that. Danny's always been.
Yeah, he's
different, you know.
I'm happy he actually responded and actually made that. That was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
So, because I've gone through the ringer with tons of different like college professors all throughout the state of Utah, just asking them some basic questions. But for the most part, they just ignore you.
Well, yeah, because they think you're an idiot.
They figure out instantly, oh, this guy's dumb.
Yeah.
Got better things to do. Danny understands that you're a flatty, and so he's willing to put some time into it.
Yeah. Karen's gone back to baby shark do 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 do.
Yeah. I like the little dots going up left, like it's a thought bubble.
Yeah.
But then the thought bubble is just to her logo.
Just thinking about herself singing Baby Shark.
What is Karen thinking about? Karen's thinking about Karen. Yeah. You know, I met Danny Faulkner as I drove through Ohio. Went to a Japanese hibachi restaurant. Had some good food there.
Nice.
Come on, I'm like sending emails like, what do I need to do to actually get them to respond? And sometimes I can get them to respond, but they just refuse to be on video. Like they don't want to do a video response. They don't want anything public. Come talk to me in my office, but no recording or anything like that. And so it's all hush hush because if I say something wrong, I don't want the school to get gripe for it or anything like that. There's all this publicity that they're really.
Yeah, they're just watching their butts. I get that. You know, I understand that, especially if they're going to come out and agree with you.
Yeah.
Which they would never do.
No.
They're not going to agree with you because you're wrong and stupid.
PhD Tony $5 Australian says, I did warn MC Toon that having Kevin on his show violates environmental protection, biohazard management, domestic terrorism, and animal cruelty statutes.
You're right. Yeah, and that's why I didn't let him on. I shortcutted the whole thing. I didn't think he was going to apologize. So, you know, all right.
Have you ever done it? Have you ever gone to one of the private ones and sat down and talked?
I've gone and talked to over here at Utah Tech. I've gone and talked to them a couple times, but it's really rare that I'm actually able to get them to go on video or anything like that. So,
well, it's also the restraining order.
Yeah. They're like, how did you get in here again, Kyle? Can you turn off the camera, please? Also, the camera's upside down and you're pointing it at the floor. Why do you only have one shoe on?
And why is there toilet paper falling out of your pockets? Why do you have a wall of toilet paper behind you, Kyle?
You know, no, I'm going to call you, please. We're just
people who I can
come on, out you go.
Public comments from, because you got PBS over there and they do it all the time. They go get interviews from all kinds of different college professors, but I think there's a difference between just telling you everything that the textbook says versus actually challenging that whole thing. And when the moment they challenge,
the difference is PBS are like a legitimate thing, whereas you are, well,
a squinty idiot.
Squinty idiot. Yes.
And Karen's still thinking about Karen.
Because that's our funding, right? We've got our accreditation we've got to worry about. Man, there's a whole problem with trying to fit everything within a box. And you can't think outside the box if you're getting paid to think inside the box.
No, you're getting paid to be right.
Yeah.
You got to be right. The box is be right.
If
Kyle hates being in that box.
I know.
He's definitely opposed to being in the box of things being right.
Kyle doesn't understand that if, like, you're a scientist and you don't get things right, then you don't get a job.
There's ramifications to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what a lot of it is. But, you know, it's job security. Why would I risk my whole career and get laughed out of academia?
Better.
You wouldn't get laughed out of academia. So that's one of the things about academia is challenging things is accepted, is expected.
Yeah.
Right? And if you challenge things and you're right, you know what you're rewarded with? A very fancy and expensive Swedish prize.
I get it.
Finish the presentation.
What's their livelihood?
Must be.
Yeah. Okay.
Karen's still thinking about Karen.
So
yeah,
let's see. I've got our backstory here. I kind of walked you through all of this. So I'm sort of talking about Newton's third law here.
Here, pause it. Right. There's one thing that I've noticed, and a lot of flat earthers do this, is their presentations are always in edit mode. Why doesn't he hit that fucking present button, which gives him all the controls that he would need, instead of having to zoom in and out?
Well, this is his debate board, right?
No, this is a.
This is Miro.
But this is a presentation that he's put on there that he can just press present, and it will actually go into present mode. Instead, he displays it in edit mode.
Yeah, right.
Just bugs me.
So we've got the boulder. If that boulder is softer and you end up being able to push out against it.
Softer. He means lighter. He doesn't know the difference between soft and light and heavy and hard.
And force and movement and weight and inertia and mass and velocity. None of these terms mean things to him that other people know them to mean.
Oh my god.
This whole thing kind of falls apart with the boulder breaks. When the molecular bonds don't hold together, or one goes the other way. If the boulder rolls over and just crushes you, then you can't really say it's an equal and opposite reaction. And so an example I really like is
Kyle, there, the equal and opposite force would be the crushing of your skull as the boulder rolls over it.
The inability of the molecular bonds of the dense bone in your head to prevent the boulder from squishing the gray matter out, the little bit of it.
Why don't you flat earthers go and test this theory and let boulders roll over your heads?
You know, this is for science, Kyle.
Yes.
It's for science.
Is the stalemated arm wrestle. Okay, if there is an equal and opposite reaction, those arms don't go anywhere. There is no movement going completely.
Yeah, that's all about movement. Can't.
One way or the other. No one wins if there's equal and opposite forces. Okay, but if all of a sudden you do have equal, or if you have an imbalance of forces, if one person is obviously way stronger than the other person, then you're able to have a victory in arm wrestle. And so over here I was kind of showing a balance of forces, okay, no movement, and then over here we have unequal and opposite forces, which shows the scale is tilted. And then I started thinking about archery, and that's the whole mechanic of archery is you have to have more force going one way than you do the other. And so arrows are able to fly through the air because the imbalance of forces. You have to have the imbalance of forces in order to get that movement through the air. This is all kind of coming together. And then when you take all of that into consideration, it kind of changes the way you look at Newton's second and first laws.
Yeah, you get them wrong too.
Yeah.
So I understand before they're talking about F, the force here, and F equals ma. It's not just a force. It's
wait. F should be 0.
F
because
of the
boulder is not accelerating. He means moving, right? He's equating accelerating with moving.
Yeah, no, again, he thinks that force means movement. He thinks that if something isn't moving, there's no force being applied. Well, why when I fail my 15th rep and the bar is pressing on my chest with the weights, does it hurt? Even though it's not moving.
I should be able to bring it to a stop because it has no force. And he thinks it has no force because it has no motion.
Oh, but also he has the audacity to sign his fucking name underneath that bunch of shit.
Yes.
It may as well just say, I'm an idiot, Kyle.
The object, that's moving. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so people were claiming, oh, well, if you didn't take that into account, I'm like, I did take it into account, but I just wanted to really address Newton's third law when talking about before really addressing the net force, because the whole water versus concrete, that makes a difference. And one thing that got brought up in some of the chats where I was talking to a bunch of people is they're like, oh, well, what about springs? Okay, a spring provides an opposing force on an object. I'm like, that's a great example. I love the example of springs because not every spring has the same amount of opposing force, right?
Okay. Oh, this is gonna be so dumb.
Some springs are a lot stronger than other springs, and
amazing. If you have the same spring and different forces, different masses sitting on them, the amount of compression will change because mass is different. Oh dear, Kyle, he's gonna get confused. Is he gonna talk about that and get confused?
Yeah, of course.
Another example that was used was a string, and about how if you hang a string, then some strings are stronger than other strings, and some strings will break, and other ones will hold together. And it's kind of another example of the unequal amounts of force. So I think that's kind of
molecular bonding.
Yeah,
that's what it all really comes down to. Can the object that's accelerating towards an object that's not in motion break through its molecular bonding?
Now here's a problem for them. the atoms that have the molecular bonds with each other, there's a force holding them together, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But those molecules are not moving.
No.
So how's their force?
Yeah. I've also got a problem for them. Tying shoelaces.
Yeah. Yep. Not squinting all the time.
Yeah.
Whether it just be on a surface level or actually break straight all the way through, I can't imagine that there's any force being, pushed back from that object back onto the first object that ran into it. That makes zero sense to me. Just like,
yeah, because you're dumb.
I've never seen a human look more like an egg.
We came up with all kinds of examples where it's different. So it's like, how can it be pushing the same amount on all these different things that are different masses, different, weights?
Borg Emporia, do not tell them that they're moving and that they have a temperature.
Yeah, no, that will confuse them.
Confuse them with that.
Yeah.
You notice I left it out? I left it out on purpose.
Yeah. They're not going to count vibration.
Everything has a vibration and a frequency. Because everything is a frequency. We need to move to the 4th density. I'm a 7th density entity.
Ronnie Coleman in the chat says, is this another prime example of Dunning-Kruger? Oh, yeah, no. Dunning-Kruger are currently taking notes on this exact stream. They're rewriting their whole thesis based on these 4 people. Although, have you heard of Cammy talking like the past, since the intros?
No, she's impersonating her ex-husband.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean temporarily, like just.
Oh, tune, yeah. Boom.
It just makes zero sense.
Yeah, that's where if Newton's third law is wrong and Newton's second law,
it's not. You're wrong.
Completely depends on Newton's third law. Then that one kind of falls through like a set of dominoes. And yeah, and then that's why I really started thinking about the first law as well. But I think it makes sense more for me.
Life's better.
No, it doesn't make sense.
And he thinks that if one law is wrong, then all of the others are as well. My brain is sad. Hey, I did mean to ask you. After you do a stream going over flat earther stuff, in the morning on your pillow, is there like a puddle of goo where a bit of your brain is leaked out?
No, NASA sends me this artificially sweetened 1980s beverage.
Oh.
Soft drink beverage. As a, it's packaged in the can, but it protects me.
Well, I've been collecting it in a bucket, and I'm concerned about the amount of goo that has collected.
You got a 5-gallon bucket full, huh?
Yeah.
Kind of starting with the third law. Sorry. Yeah, starting with the third law and then moving over here to the second law. Just gonna. Yeah.
So how much of this is actually used in engineering? I hear that all the time, that engineers use these equations all the time.
Yes.
When they're planning things.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Why is he asking this question to Kyle Adams, Bob's widow, and Baby Shark over there?
None of these people have done any engineering. So.
And I'm very thankful for that, to be honest.
One of my teachers in college, one of my professors in college, he loved to either begin or end every lecture with F equals MA. It was like his thing.
Yeah.
And we talk about it like, oh, you got that guy in this class? Oh, every single lecture begins or ends with F equals MA. And he would literally do that. He would, every single lecture would do that. And because you can derive almost everything from there.
Yeah.
And they're like,
oh, derive.
No.
They
don't really do. I don't know. Like, what is Kyle gonna say?
Can you imagine the day that they introduced algebra at school for these kids, as children, these guys got to the point in school where they introduced algebra, and they were like, "What do you mean? There's numbers in math. There's letters in math. I don't believe you."
There's zero chance that they can do algebra.
Or
no chance.
Basic math.
No.
Like when it comes to doing free body diagrams, a lot of people will, you got to see the free body diagram. But I've never seen any free body diagram that actually treats inertia as a force.
Because it's not a force. Oh my gosh. Of course you wouldn't see a free body diagram that has inertia. It's not a force.
That's why.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Which is what Newton did in the very beginning. He said inertia is a force. And I can zoom in on that real quick again if anyone wants to read that again. Okay. So there's that whole thing here.
A body from the inactivity of matter is not without difficulty put out of its state of rest or motion, upon which account this vis incita may by a most significant name be called
That
vis
says
inertia.
inertia, not
or
vis incita. Oh my fucking.
No, the first one is incita. The second one is
Oh, right, okay. Inervita. Yeah, but they don't know what any of this means.
Oh my gosh. Or force of inactivity. So when it says force of inactivity, he's like, oh, that means it's a force. Oh my gosh. It was written in Latin first, not English. Yeah. And so you're losing stuff in the translation there, the nuance. But oh my gosh, he's not calling it a force.
Or a force of inactivity. Yeah, so they kind of just cherry picked what they wanted to take from Newton and.
No.
Now he published these, right?
Yeah, this is right out of his book.
They published. He published these? No, he didn't publish these. No, they were never published. That's how we have them, because they were not published.
Yeah.
Principia.
But that's not the one on gravity, right? Because he never published that.
Say it
Someone
right,
published that after he died. His book on gravity.
I haven't read that one.
But that's.
He didn't publish his book on gravity, so nobody knows about the book. Nobody knows about gravity from Newton, right? It doesn't exist. Nobody knows about it because he didn't publish it, right? Oh my gosh.
Different one from his laws of motion.
Yeah, I just know this is Principia, and that was it.
Let me see if that's the one I'm talking about then, because I know Newton didn't publish his last books.
Yeah, it's interesting the way people respond to this, because how dare you say something that my textbook doesn't agree with? and
because you're stupid. Because you're just an idiot.
It's been really challenging in that way too. And I was really hoping we could get Shane here because he's more savvy when it comes to the math and all this, and I really wanted to hear his thoughts on that.
No, he's not. None of them are.
Want? What? Who was he saying?
Zach.
Oh, Zach. Oh,
yeah.
No, Zach.
All right. As far as I'm aware, though, the rest of that video is just waffling. They don't actually cover any more science or anything. So yeah, the dumb. Your thoughts?
So much dumb. Too much dumb. This idiot that has never done anything with this topic before is reading things that is way beyond his comprehension, and then thinking that he has debunked basically, the fundamentals of science.
Yeah.
By leveraging his ignorance.
PhD Tony wants to remind us, and I'm very excited for this, that he will be debating Professor Kyle Adams of the Institute of Flat Earth Science on Friday on Modern Day Debates. I may do a live watch along for that one.
What's the topic?
Flat Earth, I imagine.
The last time I debated Kyle, it was on moon landing, and his presentation was he asked AI if aluminum in a vacuum would disassociate, right? Sublimate, he said, right?
Yeah.
And the AI said yes, which is true, and therefore it couldn't have worked because it would have sublimated. I said, well, what's the rate? Did the AI tell you what rate it would sublimate? No. Well, what rate will it sublimate? Doesn't matter.
It fucking does.
It would just go away.
What if it takes 10 years?
So I asked AI live during the debate, how fast will the aluminum sublimate? And yes, incredibly slow. Massively slow.
Just like they are, yes.
Gosh.
Evil Producer 01 for 199 says, a slinky must blow Kyle's mind. Yeah, well, to be fair, crayons blow Kyle's mind.
Oh, man.
Dooms, $2 Australian. The goo on your pillow is from the experts. Bearded Logic says, hey, Craig, how's the pod? You mean the one I wake up in every morning? It's gooey, just like normal. Thank you very much.
All right, I need everybody who's here in the chat. All right, how many people we got here?
Got 400.
400. All right, listen to you. Listen. I just put a link in there. Curious UK Debunks. Do me a favor. Click that link, then click subscribe. At the beginning of this stream, he had 32 subscribers. I need not 64. I need the next power of 2. I need 128 subscribers to his channel, please.
Or Daniel Pratt comes to your house.
And you don't want that.
No, we'll even send Tokley with him. Okay, also, I want to let everybody know that on next Friday, so I think the 30th of the month, Jeronism will be doing his first ever membership drive marathon.
Ooh.
Yes. And I fully expect everybody to go and support our new ex-Flat Earther friend, because he is converting more and more people back to sanity every day. He's done
helping them.
Yeah,
Yes,
he's
helping
done
them
great
escape.
work. He has atoned for his sins, and I think we should thank him and definitely support him in a membership drive. Also, who doesn't want to see Jaren get delirious with sleep deprivation?
I want to say this. So, one of the escapees is Landry. And
Yeah.
I've been talking with Landry, and he's like, hey, I can do some video editing. I'm like, well, I have a rather interesting project that I could use some editing on. So I hired him to do some editing, and it's absolutely fantastic.
Cool.
I'm using it in a video I'm putting together now. So if you are interested, if anybody needs some video editing, Craig, you, or anybody else, Landry is pretty good and good rates. I actually created a page on the Flerf wiki for him. Just go there, look at Landry, and it's got the contact details there. So
amazing.
If you're interested, yeah, good stuff, good editor. I've edited lots of videos, but I'm nowhere near what he can do. Like, he just knows what to do. So
Amazing. Rubik's, the real NASA Shelf, $2 says, I'll translate the Latin and point out what's lost. That's always helpful. Mission Apparition Power, member for 40 months, says, big love to you both from your Southmead bro. Southmead Massive. Well, and the Drunk Debunk Show, $4.99. Linda from the CSA should be calling Mr. Allen around 10 EST if sick baby G in house. PhD Tony says, is Laundry still a vaccine denier? He still claims that the vaccine killed his mum. So, anyway, Toon, this has been a very, very fun stream. Thank you very much for helping me digest that stupid. I didn't want to do that alone. It felt dangerous. So,
yeah, sometimes you just can't debunk alone. It helps.
Yeah. Thank you very much. 2 hours is what we normally do for Craig and Toon. So next week we'll be over on MC Toon's channel doing some more debunking fun. And thank you everybody for the support. It has been incredible as always. Now, Toon, I'm going to play a song which you won't be able to hear, so you should probably just go.
Is it Baby Shark? I
No.
hope it's Baby Shark.
No, I don't want to get another copyright strike. Thanks, Toon. I will speak to you soon, buddy.
All right.
Bye. Well, everyone, thank you very much for watching today. It has been incredible, as always. I sincerely appreciate the support. It means the absolute world to me. I love every single one of you. I love you, I love you, and I love you. Not you, Kevin. Sit the fuck down. I will be back Thursday and Friday and probably Saturday with some more streams. And I'm getting some videos ready to go. I'm off on holiday on the 1st of June. And I'm hoping to have some videos to come out whilst I am away, and I'm preparing them. Whole new style, whole new everything. There's going to be a monitor over there that POW appears on, rather than, I'm not bothering with the green screen or anything anymore. I'm going to keep things a little more simple and allow me to produce some more videos. It was just a claim, not a strike, Kazumi. But I'm going to leave you all tonight with a very serious question. Can we pretend that airplanes in the night sky are like shooting stars? Remember, stupidity is not a right. Fight the fire. Good night, yo.
Can we pretend that airplanes in the night sky are like shooting stars? Should be wishing for a brain right now, brain right now, brain right now.
Good morning. These words come with a storm warning. Better batten down the hatches, grab some matches and brace yourself for a long day of misery. YouTube has given me the power to reach up into the sky and show you all that we live on the ball. I bring you science that's comprehensible. Your view is indefensible. You're reprehensible. No, I'm Mr. Sensible. When I was young, I never thought I would be here to see this. A pile of random nonsense dressed up as bullshit. Your ignorance will be the death of us all, like running head first, full speed into a wall. You could always read a book, buy a telescope, set it up and take a photo of the moon, or just be a buffoon. I send you in a balloon up to the stratosphere, page 3.
You're a few fries short of a happy meal. You're dumber than a box of hair. The wheel's spinning but the hamster's dead, and you're as smart as bait. You forgot to pay your brain bill. You're missing a few buttons on the remote control. 24 cents short of a quarter. You're surfing in Nebraska. You're as bright as Alaska in December, and you fell out of your family tree. You don't have all the cornflakes in one box. You got an IQ of 2 and it takes 3 to grunt. The elevator doesn't go all the way up, and there's a vacancy on the top floor. Your antenna doesn't pick up all the channels. You're several nuts short of a
You're Mr.
fruitcake.
Sensible, calm down, don't go too hard. You don't need the hats like burying Flerfs in your backyard. You're a man of science, poise and grace. Mage 2 did everything to wipe the grins off the face. So Nathan, get away from those kids. The world is not flat and it doesn't have a lid. Recognize the differences between the textbook and the Bible and control yourself. Lay off your slander and your lies. You're a bunch of knobs poisoning the well of the youth, spreading lies that you like to claim as knowledge and truth. Stop spreading fresh bullshit like the butter on your bread. Maybe a musical assault and knock some sense into your head. I hope one day you'll hear these lyrics and smile, and you realise you used to be a 40-year-old child. Now it's time to wake up, open your eyes and see, and acknowledge the existence of.
You're a few clowns short of a circus. Your phone is off the hook. Your sewing machine is out of thread. You're all foam and no beer. You don't have all your dogs on one leash. An intellect rivaled only by garden tools. There's no grain in your silo, and your skylight leaks a little. Your belt doesn't go through all the loops. You couldn't pour water out of a boot without instructions on the heel. Your slinky's kinked, and you're proof that evolution can work in reverse. A few feathers short of a whole duck, one fruit short of a full bowl.
Airplanes in the night sky are like shooting stars. Should be wishing for a brain right now, brain right now, brain right now. Can we pretend that airplanes in the night sky are like shooting stars? Should be wishing for a brain right now, brain right now, brain right now.
You thought it was over? Well, I'm still standing while you're swinging, flinging feces, talking shit just like the human centipede. You got the mind of a chimp, and I'm here to expedite your shore leave. Cause I'm a seaman, but not the kind I rit up on your mum's gums. I'm the kind that sailed submarines and fired guns. I could float a boat across the ocean with my eyes closed, circumnavigate the globe with a compass and a bag of sausage rolls. Well, all you can do is nibble on your toes. I'll smack you with the hose that you call a water level, sit and swivel. You nasal gazing muppet, you can stuff it harder than the wallet stuffed by Warren Buffett. And I don't care about your sauces unless you're serving them, and I don't care about your lines unless you're curving them. Now step away from me, you're sucking up my oxygen with the vacuum where your brain should be, you dumb fuck.
Thank you, everyone, for watching. I love you all. Not you, Gary. Sit down. Good night. Sweet dreams.